Hello, everyone. My name is Oni, and I probably sound very tired right now. Yeah, I am. It's very late, and I just saw a video from Moist Critical talking about a situation with in the Lego community, which is why I'm even bringing this up. That there's a situation with a Lego reselling group called Bricks and Minifigs, and I don't think I've ever bought anything from them, but I'm so frustrated with what I witnessed that I felt like, and even though I felt like I had to say something, even though I have a very small subscriber count or anything, I feel like morally I have to say something about how much crap is going on. And I try not to swear on this channel because at the end of the day, I recognize that Lego is for kids most of the time, even though adults like myself are 100% welcome. There's, but like, I can only be so pissed off with this situation. And what's the situation? I'm not great with names, so I'm not gonna really have too many names. Unfortunately, I watched the video. Names always escape me. But actually, I think I probably actually Google the names just so that way I have the names on my screen so I can actually read them. But if I mispronounce anything, I apologize. Minifigs. Sorry, I'm pulling it up. Names. Stop trying to get me to pay for stuff. I'm not doing that. Permanently closed. So the guy who was robbed by bricks and minifigs was someone named Brian Mansell. And what happened is his father had one of the biggest Lego Star Wars collections ever, easily worth over $200,000, which is a lot. I have quite a sizable Ninjago and Batman collection myself. Nowhere near the size of 200 grand though. Like 200 grand is a crazy amount of money. And I guess they had signed a contract with the previous owners of this specific Bricks and Minifigs location, where basically would sell the sets for the family, and then they would like Bricks and Minifigs would take a cut, but then send the sales to the family. Family. At least that's how I understood the contract. I'm not even close to a lawyer, so if I got like anything wrong, I apologize. But that's my understanding of the situation. But then the business ended up falling on new owners. The old owners, I believe, moved out of country. And so now there was a new owner who basically, right before the old owners were able to, like, do the inventory, kicked them out. And then they refused. So this is where it gets a bit, I guess, complicated for me. It's a lot to follow on. So basically, they have all the Lego Star Wars sets, and then they have a contract. But with the contract, but then new ownership comes in, and they are like, we're not giving you money for the sets anymore, and also we're not paying you, and then you're not getting the sets back. Go screw, basically. That's basically what they said. And he tried to get the sets back. He's like, hey, that's not right. We have a contract. They pretty much told him to piss off, call the police on him. He got trespassed, and then he basically threatened that if he tried to sue them, they would make it drag out and make it cost more than the Lego sets are even worth. So suing them isn't really an option at this point. So what do you do when it's not an option? Well, he had reached out to other people in, I believe, the community, or just people online that could help the public outcry, and ended up with a YouTuber named Reckless Ben, who is also trespassed from Bricks and Minifigs. And basically, they're refusing that they had the sets at some point. They basically kept lying, not refusing to give them the sets. Basically, they're withholding the sets that they didn't had no right to. And they gave bullshit excuses like, "Oh, the contract was with the old owners, or they couldn't even hold that contract." I don't know what the specific excuse was because either way, the excuse doesn't matter. Their bullshit excuse doesn't matter because at the end of the day, they have the Lego sets that either they shouldn't have or they owe money for the Lego sets that they currently have. They either should need to give all the Lego sets back, and then also if they sold any of the Lego sets, reimburse for the sets that were sold, or they need to just pay for all the Lego sets at current value. That is currently where they stand right now, at least in my opinion. At least from what that's where at least I think they should stand. I don't know. Again, it's late. I'm tired, but I'm beyond astonished with this company and how dumb they all seem to be. Like it seems like a very coordinated attack with everyone in this company. Like the CEO apparently has even gotten involved, demanding apologies, and they also made a response, which I watched with Moist Critical's video, where they basically just said that there needs to be proof. Like they were never shown proof that they reached out for it, which is a complete lie because they showed up with proof. They tried to basically like show the proof in their face. Literally, you can't. It's like showing someone a video of the murder during the freaking court case, and they were basically like, honestly, it's like Patrick Star in the fucking wallet. And this is your ID in the wallet. So this is your ID. That makes sense. So this is your wallet. No, not my wallet. Like this, it's so infuriating to hear that this guy basically got scammed. All his sets taken, and to make matters worse, his father is going through health issues, which is why they were even selling the sets because they need the money for medical treatments. And they're pretty much being told, "Hey, go fuck yourself." And I don't know where I'm going with this video, to be honest. I wanted to vent about it and rant because I'm pissed off with the fact that I witnessed the video. Not that I'm not mad about the video itself. I'm glad that the video exists. I'm not glad about the situation. I'm pissed about the situation, but I'm glad that somebody is bringing it to light. Because something that I was literally thinking it right when Most Critical said it was, who knows how many people they've done this to, and it just didn't get any coverage because they have apparently the YouTubers who had reported on this, Reckless Ben, he was not the first YouTuber that was reached out to for this. There were other YouTubers. I don't know their names, but they basically dropped it because they were threatened with lawsuits, and frankly, they can't afford that. Understand, lawsuits can be very expensive. So, how many other people have tried to go the YouTuber route and gotten threatened, bullied, and basically forced into silence? I can't even begin to express how annoying it all is. And I'm just a bystander. I just saw what happened. I can't even imagine that actually happening to you. And to pretty much be told by a heartless corporation to bite me, that's a fear. And it's ridiculous. It's just I genuinely can't believe this is a situation that somebody in the Lego community has to deal with. And I can only imagine how worse it is with some other places. Like I know especially um there's some bad apples in the Lego reselling community, especially like on eBay, things like that, Mercari, where they'll sell Lego figures and they're knockoffs. But I never expected it to be a big corporation like Bricks and Minifigs that would do it. Like a one-off person, it's still shitty. But the fact that it's a big corporation who's basically bullying someone into silence, and especially someone in such a vulnerable situation, it's so outright frustrating, and I can't stand it. But I would recommend checking out the video by Reckless Ben. He has a lot. He explains the situation much better because he's actually in the situation. He goes to the store. Oh, and another thing they do, because they're little fucking cowards, by the way. They basically were like gonna give the sets back. So what Reckless Ben and Brian do is they go to small claims court and they end up just not responding. So they win by default. So when they went back to the store, instead of just losing the lawsuit with grace, they basically just closed the store and moved all the inventory. So they still have the sets. They won at the end of the day. They won. But their reputation will probably never recover. Because it's absolutely ridiculous what they pulled. And the fact that it wasn't even sneaky at all. And it's such an avoidable situation. All they had to do was either make a new contract, right? Where everyone can be happy and benefit. They can just give the sets back, call it a loss. Or they could just buy the sets outright for all the money that's worth, and then just have all that inventory to sell. Because then they can make the loss back. But no, they instead decided that they're going to try to fuck over this family for no reason. And then just try their best to screw them at every turn. Like, it's utterly ridiculous. And the cops' response has honestly not been the greatest either, because the cops have been called multiple times. And I saw one of the videos with the cops where they're basically like, that's tough. Get the fuck away from the store, though. And like, I know that legally there's probably not much that the cops can do, but I feel like they can probably at least give advice on like the proper channels, and there's probably something that they could do. Where it's like, if you feel that way, you can file like a legal complaint. I don't know what the cops can legally do in this situation, but I feel like there was something more that could have been done, especially in this specific situation where they basically stole from them. But I don't know. I just saw the video. I got very upset because it hits close to home. I'm in the Lego community. Obviously, I talk, and I know I don't specifically talk about Ninjago, and I don't like talking about like negative topics. But I feel like something like this needs to be called out because at least, and again, I know I'm not a big content creator. I know that that's probably not going to get that many views, but any coverage I think is important coverage, especially with this topic. Again, it's something that I feel like I needed to cover, even though it's not something that I normally cover. And thank you all so much for watching. I'm sorry, I'll try to have a more uplifting, funny, or nice video up at some point. I'm still working on that Lego Ninjago Season 1 retrospective video. So I'm hoping to get that out in the next like month or two. Editing is a nightmare. Again, sorry that this is kind of like a grumpy, angry Oni video, but I'm so upset and disappointed with this company right now, and I just wanted to yell on top of my soapbox. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching this video. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye for now, and fuck, Bricks and Minifigs.